Hello everyone, I'm Eric Fong, professor of piano at Lebanon Valley College in Pennsylvania. Welcome to the third episode of our Klavierübung series. This episode, we are going to talk about the third movement of Partita No. 1 by Johann Sebastian Bach. This movement is titled Corrente. A corrente is a dance movement that usually comes after the allemande in a typical Baroque suite. You may also find another type called the courante in some other Baroque suite also. But what's the difference between these two? The name sounds very similar to each other. In fact, Corrente and courante both mean to run. Corrente is the Italian term, while the courante is the French version. You will find the French version in the second partita and the fourth partita. And it also appears in Klavierübung 2, the French overture. A courante usually is written in 3/2 time, meaning 3 beat of half note. It sounds like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's kind of difficult to count and play at the same time. While a corrente is usually in just 3 beat, either 3/4 time or 3/8 time. The B flat major corrente, as you can see from the music, is 3/4 time. The corrente in the sixth partita would be in 3/8 time. The Italian corrente features running notes as the main element in the dance. Let's look at the music together. One striking feature of this particular movement, of course, is the running notes. But they are not running 16th, but running triplets. Another rhythmic element that is very prominent in this movement is the dotted rhythm. Some may ask, well, we have a dotted 8th note and a 16th note, or the dotted quaver and a semi-quaver. Then does it mean that it is going to be polyrhythm 3 against 4? The Baroque practice is to play the short note, the 16th note, together with the last note of the triplet. So we'll execute it like this. If we look at the music, we will see that there are 2 big sections marked by the repeats. Let's call them section A and section B. In the first section, we will obviously start in the key of B flat. And by the end of the section, in measure 27 and 28, you will find cadence in F major. The first statement obviously stated in B flat major. And then becomes something a little bit more imitative. And then follow a sequence. Arriving at C major, which is known as the dominant of F major. And we'll hear a pedal point of C arriving at a rather dissonant harmony in measure 16 that contains C, B natural, and A flat. If you have listened to my first and second episode, you'll notice that A flat is a rather important note in this B flat major piece. Bach, I believe, he used it as an element to unify the movements. So here again, we have the A flat in a rather striking harmony. By measure 18, we can hear quite clearly in the key of F major already. Especially in the bass, if we look at the bass line, we'll hear a descending scale marking almost every beat of the measures. One interesting observation that appears in measure 23 through 28 is that the bass line of measure 23, if I were to sing it in F major using movable do, solfege, is expanded into the first beat of the following measures: measure 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. If I play everything, you'll hear this. It's like we have one element and Bach make it longer, unfolding it. After measure 28, we enter the B section. It starts in F. The introduction of E flat suggests we are heading into another modulation. Measure 33 is a rather strong arrival of D major, but this D major is basically the dominant of the upcoming key, G minor. This is a rather long development of the G minor to lead us into G minor. First, we have this arrival of D major in measure 33, as I pointed out, followed by a sequence. And in this sequence, we hear the constant appearance of the A flat. This is measure 37. 38, 39, and then pedal point of D, finally cadence in G minor. So normally when I play this particular section, after the arrival of the D major in measure 33, I just love to show the sequence and then the continuum in all those following measures, all the way until measure 46, not taking a breath. Continue from there. Speaking of G minor, you may remember from episode 2 and episode 1, movement 2 and movement 1, how important this arrival is in this particular partita. Let's move on. And some more A flat is coming. Finally, we come back to the dominant of B flat major. And this passage is very similar to another passage that appears in A section, although now we are paddling in F. Okay, we have the F pedal. From measure 56 all the way to the end, if we look at the bass line, if I highlight the first note of those measures, B flat, measure 57, 58, 59, and 60, you will hear the original key, in the original key, this do, la, mi, fa, sol, do. Well, why is this significant? I think it is an answer to the opening of this movement. If we look at the first note of measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, at the beginning, it was a soft landing into B flat, but now at the end, a much stronger cadential ending. So, and once again, I think all of these interesting elements that help us to unify a movement or even the entire suite, they are not there randomly. I think they are planted carefully by Johann Sebastian Bach. So let us listen to the music. I'm Eric Fung, Professor of Piano at Lebanon Valley College in Pennsylvania. Thank you for listening. See you next time when we talk about the Saraband from Partita number 1.